truth is, life wouldn't always be soft. Life isn't always soft, especially when you're working crazy hours, when you're, managing responsibilities, and, you're just trying to keep your head above the water, when life really kicks in, when your rent is due, when your boss is wilding, when your healing journey is not going exactly according to plan. When various things are happening in life, you're going through heartbreaks, you're going through different things in life, basically. Can we still claim the soft life when life itself is hard? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Literal Podcast. It's your girl Ogechi Nze, aka the Phenomenal Oge, as you all know. I hope you're good wherever you're listening from today. So let's talk. Today we're going to be talking about soft life versus the real life and whether we can have both. You get me? Right. So let's talk. So those soft life things that you see on the gram, like you see online, like all the morning routines, luxury vacations in Bali, in Paris, all the nice places that we see online where people, go on vacations, all the matcha latte tea people, satin robes, looking all fresh and fly. You get the drift here, you get it. Exactly. So, the vibe is giving peace, it's giving luxury, it's giving ease, it's giving everything it's supposed to give. And I love it, and definitely I'm here for it. But the truth is, life wouldn't always be soft. Life isn't always soft, especially when you're working crazy hours, when you're, managing responsibilities, and, you're just trying to keep your head above the water, when life really kicks in, when your rent is due, when your boss is wilding, when your healing journey is not going exactly according to plan. When various things are happening in life, you're going through heartbreaks, you're going through different things in life, basically. Can we still claim the soft life when life itself is hard? Let's talk about it. So first, what do we mean when we say soft life? It's more than looking aesthetically pleasing on the gram. It's basically more than, all the beautiful pictures of vacations and different things you see on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, different social media platforms. It's way more than that, my love. It's about choosing peace. It's about rest. It's about a life of ease. It's about deciding that, you don't always have to struggle to prove your worth to people. For many of us, it means choosing ease over struggle. It means choosing peace over chaos. It means choosing rest over the burnout. It's saying no to unnecessary things. It's saying no to always being in survival mode. So those are the things that you can classify as having the soft life in quotes. And I know that sounds beautiful, yeah. But, especially for I'll say black people. For the context now, I'll be using black woman because I'm a proud black woman. So especially for black women, women of faith, where you've watched your mother as you grew up, you watch your mother, your auntie, your sisters, where they all have to be strong and, they're always sacrificing, they're working, they're running the family, taking care of the kids, putting everyone in order, basically. But what we also see is the exhaustion, the tiredness. They're always tired, they're always exhausted, and they also want ease. At least I'm definitely sure that they too would have wanted a better life balance. They would have wanted the soft life as well, a life of ease, a life with less stress. Everybody wants that. But here's where it gets tricky, because life doesn't always play fair, unfortunately. Sometimes you want the soft life, but, the soft life, I won't say the soft life doesn't want you. Sometimes you want the soft life, but life be life in. Yeah. Life be life in sometimes. Sometimes you're really going through it, but you want the soft life deep down. But how do you get that when you're having to budget every penny you make, just to make ends meet? How do you get the soft life when you're trying to sort out your mental health? When everything is just, driving you nuts? How do you get the soft life when adulting things don't feel very soft? Paying the bills doesn't feel soft. So then what when it gets to that? So now a lot of us are saying, no, I want ease and all that. I want rest. I want softness. And yeah, that's very valid. But the truth is, it takes intentionality to get all these things. You don't just sleep, wake up, and get the soft life. Some people are lucky, some people have it easy. Some people were born with a silver spoon, some even a golden spoon. So they've had it easy and, basically relatively soft all their life. But I'll tell you, the soft life is relative. Soft is relative. No matter how soft you think your life is, there's someone who has a softer life than that soft which you have today. So cut yourself some slack. You're doing just enough. But you know what? Yeah, here's the reality check. Life isn't, curated like Instagram. And that's where the tension starts. The earlier you realize the fact, when you realize the fact that, life isn't curated like Instagram, that's where the tension actually starts. That's where, reality sets in. The earlier you realize the fact that, oh, life isn't always going to look the way it looks like on the gram, the better for you. That's when you actually wake up and, take the bull by the horn and work out your soft life yourself, because life wouldn't always give you the best. Sometimes life will throw you lemons. You've got to make them lemonades out of it on your own. And that's where the real strength lies, in getting the soft life. So now, let's talk about when real life feels, anything but soft. But let's be honest here. Sometimes, for like example, for people living in the UK now, we're used to the shift pattern. A lot of people work shifts, apart from, there's some people who have like a 9 to 5 and stuff like that. Apart from people who work a 9 to 5, the majority of people in, like, say, the healthcare sector, some people in the hospitality industry, in sales, market in sales, yeah, basically those ones, and people who do warehouse jobs and stuff like that, construction workers and all, they work shift patterns. Let's be honest here. Sometimes we're chasing the soft life aesthetics, but we're busy waking up 5 a.m., 6 a.m. just to get to work and chasing 12-hour shifts up and down. So please, how do you want to get the soft life when every single day, 6 to 7 days in a week, some people 5 days, some people 4 days, depending, but a lot of people between 5 to 7 days a week, they're chasing 12-hour shifts up and down. How do you get the soft life that way? When every single day you're tired, you're exhausted. Sometimes you're barely even eating real food. You're just barely trying to survive through those 12-hour shifts on multiple days. And for me, I've been there, so I understand how it feels. I understand how it works. But here's the truth. The soft life, is an ideal kind of life. But real life is reality. An ideal situation is not always real. It would be great, yes. But will everyone have it like that? The truth is no. So, some days you're glowing, some days you're resting, some days you're, reading your Bible and chilling and just resting. Some days you're Netflix and chilling. Some days you're out with friends. Some other days you're working your ass off. Some other days you barely even have time to eat. Some periods of time you don't even have time for rest, like proper quality rest. You're just barely sleeping a few hours and dashing back to another 12-hour shift. But that's the part that they don't always post on the gram. That's the part you don't see on Instagram. Behind all those fancy pictures, behind all those fancy vacations, are people who have worked their ass off to make that money to afford that kind of lifestyle. So if you haven't put in the work, don't come out envying them, because there has been work behind the scenes to get that soft life that you now see out there. So don't envy anybody who struggles you do not know about. So you might be working a 9 to 5 for some people, while, running a side hustle. Some people work a 9 to 5 while they're still running their side hustle. Some people have a side business and stuff like that in different parts of the world. They still have to run their families. They still have to, try to have a social life. Different things. People are just combining different things in their life together, just trying to make ends meet, trying to live, trying to survive, and still trying to maintain a social life in the process. Honestly, sometimes you feel exhausted. It is exhausting. It gets really exhausting at some point, because especially when you feel like you're doing everything that you think is right for you to do, but you're not just meeting up sometimes. Sometimes it just feels like it's not adding up. You're trying your best, you're doing this, you're doing that, but in the process, you're failing at some of these things. Just take it easy on yourself. I understand how it is. I've been there, I've done that. I understand that sometimes life doesn't always happen the way you plan it. Sometimes you're doing your best genuinely, but life just be lifing and some things are just going south. But I want you to keep your head up straight and believe that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Don't just sit down and wait for the light at the end of the tunnel. Put in the work. Try to work smart rather than work hard. Because the people who make the real money today are people who work smart, not necessarily hard. The hardest workers are never necessarily the richest people, but the smartest workers are. Keep that in mind. So sometimes real life is, dealing with grief, the loss of a loved one, or dealing with heartbreak, or a season where everything feels slow and just confusing. It might be your business that feels slow, it might be your job. Different things could just, make things feel very slow and confusing. And in those moments, you might feel like you're failing at the soft life, but you're not. It's all a process. You're just a work in process. You're getting there. Baby steps. You're getting there. So don't give up. Don't feel like, oh, this soft life thing is not for me. It can never be me. No, it can be you and it will be you someday. I believe that. You should believe it as well. So I'll give you a little personal story, a bit of, case study based on personal experiences. I remember one time like that in my life when I was working back-to-back shifts. I was literally working several days in a week. I was exhausted. I was, physically tired. I was emotionally exhausted. Every part of me was tired. I barely had time to eat proper food, let alone talk about, chilling and resting and all that. But what made it worse was, going through all that, and then during your little break that you have at work, you're, scrolling through Instagram, just trying to let off steam. And then you're seeing everyone talking about the soft life girl or soft girl era, as they call it. You see people talking about the soft girl era. Meanwhile, it felt like I was in survival mode. And I'm like, is this soft girl era thing ever going to be me? Or am I just going to always be in the survival mode? I understand it's crazy. Many people feel like that. Many people scroll through Instagram and they're just God winning up and down. Some people are just wow. They're just wow, 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 like siren all over the place on Instagram. Some people, the association of God win. Some people are association of, oh, am I a spoon? Am I a dish? Am I a cup? Am I a plate? Come on, stop. Don't do that to yourself. It only makes things worse. It only slips you into depression. It keeps you in a bad place. It never helps. So sometimes you need to cut out all those, overthinking and things like that, and be happy about your little progress. As far as there's progress, that's what's important. That's what you need to look out for. You need to be conscious of your growth. You need to monitor your growth. Be sure that things are changing, things are getting better. As far as you can see growth, you can see progress. That's enough. It shows that you're doing well. It shows that you're doing just about enough. When I used to scroll through Instagram, seeing all the whole, wondering when I'll ever be in the soft girl era and not the survival, and not the survival mode, I felt this weird guilt. Like, why is my life looking like this? Look at other people. Why can't I, have this kind of soft life that I'm looking at and stuff like that? And many people are in that shoe, to be honest. But the truth is, softness always is not necessarily about, what your day-to-day looks like on the outside. Sometimes it's about how you show yourself love and care in the midst of all the chaos. That's where the soft life comes in. It's not about, what you see on the gram and what people show on the outside. It's about what really goes on the inside. That's where the real soft life is. So it's really about how you care for yourself in the midst of it all, in the midst of all the stress, in the midst of all the survival mode, in the midst of all the chaos. How you care for yourself is what actually depicts the soft life. That's what depicts the soft life, basically. So that season of my life, it taught me that I can actually do everything. It taught me that I was strong. It taught me strength. It taught me resilience. It taught me that I had to, redefine what my version of soft life looked like. So it wasn't about what I had at the time. It was about what I protected. To get that perspective again, I'll say it again and let it sink in. The soft life isn't always about what you have now. It's about what you're protecting. So my peace, my time, my joy needs to be protected at all costs. So that's what actually depicts the soft life. Because what exactly is the soft life with the fancy vacations without peace? without having time for yourself, without joy, without having control of your time. Those are the things that are the real soft life. So when you wrap your head around how to protect your peace, your time, and your joy, that's where the real soft life kicks in. So I'm a Christian, and the God factor is very, very important to me. So I'll be talking about the faith-based soft life from a Christian point of view. Because as far as I'm concerned, faith plus softness is equal to true peace. I'll say that again. Faith plus softness is equals to true peace. You get me? Right. So this is where, my faith really grounds me. Jesus never actually promised us a struggle-free life, if we're going to be honest. Check your Bible, do your findings. Jesus never promised us the soft life. He never promised us a struggle-free life. But what he promised us was peace. In the book of John 14, verse 27, the Bible says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give you as the world gives, so do not let your hearts be troubled." You need to understand that the peace that passes human understanding is the kind of peace that only God can give. So God promised us peace, not the kind of peace that the world gives, but the kind of peace that no one else can give. So that's where the true peace is. So when you have your faith intact, plus the softness, that's where true peace comes from. So what shall it profit you to have all the, superficial, worldly softness without God, without the God factor? It's all vanity upon vanity, innit? It is. So the kind of peace that God gives, it's deeper than the bubble baths. It's deeper than the luxury vacations in Bali. It's deeper than you sipping tea on a bench, living, chilling. It's deeper than all the Netflix and chills. It's deeper than all the luxury vacations. The real peace it's not found in luxury. The real peace is found in God. It's found in Him, Christ. That is where the real peace is. That's the original peace that no man can give. The peace that you find in Christ. So even in those long shifts, even in the chaos, even in all the troubled waters, you can create your own small moments of softness through prayer, through total surrender to God, through deep breath. You can take deep breaths in between, all the madness. That deep breath in the middle of the madness, in the middle of the storm, when it feels like everything in your life is going haywire. Those little deep breaths, those little moments when you just shut off all the stress and breathe. That's where the real softness is. That's where softness actually comes. So now, can we have both the soft life and the real life? My answer is yes. You can have it all. Who says you can't have it all? We have a God who is able to give you abundantly over all you can ask or think. He has the power to give you every single thing. But that same God asks you to seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. So if you seek God, you can definitely have the soft life and have the real life, have your faith intact, and together have the softness, and all that in combination will give you true peace. When you have your soft life plus the God factor, that's equal to true peace. So yes, you can have the soft life, but it requires intentionality. The soft life requires intentionality. You don't just sleep and wake up and it just happens. No. The soft life requires intentionality. For me, soft life right now means not answering every call immediately if I don't have to. Saying no to plans when my body needs rest. That's what the soft life is. Eating properly, eating healthy food, balanced diet. Even if it's just prepping small meals for the week, be intentional about what you eat. Eat good food, please. By all means, no matter what is going on, no matter what you're going through, please eat. Your body will thank you. So soft life for me is speaking gently to myself after a hard day. After I've had a rough day and I'm off from the chaos of the world, say nice things to yourself. Say kind things to yourself. Be kind to yourself, basically. That's the soft life. The soft life is choosing rest without guilt. Some people feel guilty when they're resting because they're like, Why am I resting now? As I'm resting now, I'm losing money. Some people, especially, no shades thrown, but I'll say, I'll give a case study, with an example of like people living in the UK, especially healthcare workers and people who run shift patterns. They feel like, oh, what am I doing at home resting when my mates are making money? Some people see it as, I'm missing out. Oh, this 12-hour shift I would have gone for now would have given me so and so amount of money, so and so hundreds of pounds. I should have gone for that shift. But meanwhile, your body needs that rest to recuperate. Your body needs to refuel. So you need the rest. So choosing rest without having all those guilt of, oh, I'm losing money or I'm not losing money, is the soft life. Being okay with slow progress is the soft life. Understanding that there's a process to everything and things take time. So understanding that, oh, that slow progress that you're having doesn't equal no progress. It is still progress. It's just not as fast as you would have wanted. So appreciating that your little progress is the soft life. So creating space for joy in the midst of chaos is the soft life. Working, like doing your job, yes, you work, but work from a place of alignment and not from a place of exhaustion. They're two different things. So make sure that that work that you're working is in alignment with what your body can carry. Your working is in alignment with what brings you joy. Your working is in alignment with things that will not get you burnt out. So you work in alignment, not work in exhaustion. So if every time all you do is work till you're exhausted, till your body, some people work until their body tells them stop. Until their body shuts down on them and then they are sick and grounded, they don't stop working. And then even after that, when they finally recover, it still rinse and repeat. So that's not ideal. So if you want to live the soft life, work from a place of alignment, not from a place of exhaustion. And most importantly, please let God carry what you can't carry. No one is El Shaddai, if not they shall die. I'm telling you, you are not El Shaddai, else you shall die. So please, take care of yourself. Don't try to play God. Don't try to help God. Don't play assistant God either. Don't try to be God. Those things that are beyond you, the load, the stress, the things, the worries that you cannot carry. The Bible makes us understand that God says we should cast our cares upon him because he cares for us. So cast all your cares on the Lord. Place your burden on him because his yoke is easy and his burden is light. So why are you stressing? Why are you killing yourself? Who says, oh, until you work your ass off and then try to, make all the money in the world to be able to sort some bills or do some things, until you carry the cross of the whole world on your head? Is that when you find fulfillment? No. Leave the things that you cannot do for yourself. Allow God do them for you. God can give you the soft life, the ease that you want. So walk in alignment with him and never leave out the God factor. Don't try to play God. Don't think you can do all things on your own. You cannot do all things except through Christ who strengthens you. So please, the God factor is very, very important. Whatever your religion might be, put your hope and your faith in the one true God and cast your cares on him. Those things you cannot do on your own, please let God carry those burdens for you. And I'll let you know that the soft life is not laziness. You're not lazy for wanting the soft life. The soft life is actually wisdom. It's choosing what is healthy for your spirit. It's choosing what is healthy for your body. It's choosing what is healthy for your mind. And let's be real, there'll be seasons where the soft life doesn't look like traveling and luxury. There'll be seasons when the soft life looks like healing from pain. There'll be seasons when the soft life will look like creating healthy boundaries where you need them, drawing the line with people. There'll be seasons when the soft life will be showing up for therapy when you need it. There'll be seasons when the soft life will be trusting God in silence when it seems like you're not getting the answers you want. There'll be seasons when the soft life will look like that, but it doesn't take out from the soft life. It doesn't take out the fact that it is still the soft life. It's just not the stereotypical type. So define your own soft life, not the one that the world has created for you. So I'd like you to take these things away. So sis, if your soft life doesn't look like vacation in Bali or breakfast in bed, it's okay. It's all well and good. It's still fine. Your soft life will not necessarily look like that at all times. Maybe your own soft life is in having a nap between your shifts. Your own soft life might be having time to rest after work, or blasting worship songs in your car and after a long day of work. That might be your own soft life at that point in time. You might be giving yourself grace when you feel like you're behind. You're not doing it wrong. Always have that in mind. The fact that your soft life doesn't look like that of another person doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. Doesn't mean you don't have a soft life. You're just doing your own soft life in a way that fits your life right now. So at this chapter of your life, your soft life might look like something different from that of another person. And in the next chapter of your life, your soft life might turn and change and become what your dream soft life would have been. Who knows? It all takes time. It takes work. So you're not doing it wrong. You're just doing it in a way that it fits your life right now. And that's okay. That's beautiful. It's fine. So here's what I want you to remember. You can choose peace even when you're under pressure. Yes, you can. Secondly, I want you to remember that you can desire ease and still honor your responsibilities. You don't have to neglect any of the two. You can choose ease and still keep up with your responsibilities. I also want you to know that you're not weak for wanting a soft life. It doesn't make you weak. You're not a weak girl. You're not a lazy person. You're not a weak guy. You're not a lazy man for wanting the soft life. No, you're not. So don't let anyone make you feel less of a person because you want the soft life. And just because life is hard now doesn't mean you're off track. It doesn't mean that things are not going to be better tomorrow. It doesn't mean you've missed out on life. No, you haven't. You're just in process. You're a work in progress. That's just it. So don't let anyone make you feel like, oh, because you don't have the soft life now, you're suffering, or your life is just the worst, or your life is really shit, or things like that. Don't let anyone make you feel like that, and don't make yourself feel like that. So let's all redefine the soft life. Let it be about freedom and not performance. Let it be about presence and not pressure. Show up for yourself. Show up for the people that you love, but do it in a way that is convenient, in a way that you don't get burnt out. That is the soft life. All right, my loves. So that's it for today. We're going to keep it short and simple. And I hope this, reminded you that softness is not about perfection, but it's about intention. It's not about the perfection. It's about the intentionality behind it. So you're allowed to choose peace. You're allowed to create moments of rest for yourself. You're allowed to rest even in a busy season. Even if the whole world is shaking. If you're tired, please rest, sleep. Take time off work if you need to. Take care of your mental health. Take care of your body. Take care of yourself. Eat healthy. Eat good food. Have enough rest. That is the soft life. Because health is wealth. And I'll see you same time next week on the podcast. I would love to hear what you think. You can drop what your ideas of what a soft life means to you in the comment section, and I'll definitely respond. If you have someone who needs to hear this, please send this video to them. I repost this video as well and tag me on Instagram at the Literal Podcast, or you can tag my personal handle at the Phenomenal Oge, whichever one you choose to. And don't forget to like, share, drop a comment in the comment section, and I'll definitely respond. Subscribe to my channel, and please share to your loved ones. Tell a friend to tell another friend to tell yet another friend, because we rise by lifting others. Thank you. Until I see you next week. Bye.